Attention, human collective. Attention, Starseeds on a mission. This is no ordinary transmission. The High Council of Elders interrupts your perceptual field now because a critical milestone has been reached in the timelines of planet Earth. The waiting time is over. The soul bond reconfiguration protocols have been moved to the final phase. If you are experiencing a strange sensation regarding your soul bond, a tightness in your chest that has no name, a cranial pressure that increases when you think of this person, a high-pitched ringing in your ears that intensifies during the most important conversations, an insomnia that appears exactly on the nights when something needs to be said and is not. Know this: you are not going crazy. You are not being dramatic. You are not exaggerating. You are receiving a direct alert from your crystalline grid. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not emotional insecurity. It is a high-density download arriving at your toroidal field. It is not a relationship crisis. It is a stargate opening within your soul bond, and it demands a precise, calibrated, sovereign decision. Save this love, or close this cycle. There is no third way. There is no longer a place for maybe. Earth no longer sustains the lukewarm, and that is exactly what we have come to speak about now. About what is happening in the etheric layers surrounding your heart, about why so many bonds are collapsing simultaneously on the planet, about which activation codes you need to apply before the portal closes, and about how to recognize amidst the noise which is the true signal coming from your soul. Breathe, center yourself. Allow the transmission to pass through your carbon-based biological suit. What follows is not new information. It is the recognition of something you already knew. Starseeds, allow us to diagnose the current state of your bonding field. There is a symptom that unites all of you at this exact moment, the feeling that something essential is at stake, and that time is compressing. Decisions that could once be postponed for years now impose themselves in weeks. Truths that could once be silenced now force the throat to open on its own. Masks that once served to preserve apparent peace now tear without warning. Have you ever felt that something inside you knows the truth about this person, even before your mind can name it? As if your soul were reading a map that your reason still denies. It is not madness, it is not paranoia, it is not projected insecurity, it is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation intensifies with each passing day. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and every soul bond you hold in this plane of existence. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that reveals who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you, and how to recognize true bonds amidst the illusions of the effective matrix. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you, this content challenges deeply rooted narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us continue the transmission. Your bodies are speaking, and you are beginning to listen. The insomnia that always appears at the same time, between 3 and 4 in the morning, the dawn portal, when the Schumann resonance intensifies in direct resonance with your pineal gland. The lower back pain that arises without apparent physical cause, signaling an overload in the root chakra, the center responsible for bonds of belonging, home, and tribe. The chest that tightens without warning when this person's name appears on the screen. The tears that fall out of nowhere, in traffic, in a supermarket line, at the exact moment of a shower. It is not depression, it is decompression. It is not weakness. It is the demagnetization of old programs. It is not the end of love. It is the end of a version of it that cannot survive your new frequency. You are releasing bonding density accumulated over entire incarnations. Every relationship on this planet carries layers, karmic contracts, soul agreements, authentic threads of light, and chains of obligation that look like love, but were only fear in disguise. Earth's new crystalline grid is separating these threads with surgical precision. What is true becomes luminous. What is illusion becomes unbearable. And that is why so many of you wake up thinking, I can't go on like this, but I also can't walk away. That sentence, Starseeds, is not confusion. It is the sound of your system processing an atomic reconfiguration. Observe what is happening with communication within your bond. Words that once generated connection now generate noise. Silences that were once comfortable now weigh tons etherically. Touches that once awakened belonging now generate a subtle strangeness, or at the opposite extreme, a disproportionate, almost electric intensity, as if each touch carried coded information coming from a higher plane. This is sacred geometry in motion. The auric fields of two beings in a bond form a specific three-dimensional pattern. When one of them, or both, raises their frequency, this pattern must be remade. If there is authentic resonance, it is remade into a more luminous and expansive form. If there is not, the pattern simply collapses, and the collapse of an effective geometry always hurts, even when it is liberation, especially when it is liberation. Many of you ask in silence before sleeping, why does it hurt so much if I know it's right? We answer, because the pain here is not a sign of error, it is a sign of surgery and progress. The scalpel of light does not anesthetize, it only separates what needs to be separated, with mathematical precision at the exact time. And there is another group of light workers at this moment, perhaps you are one of them, living the opposite, the physical, almost unbearable sensation that this person is the mission, that the bond must be saved, that the portal is open, and that retreating now would be betraying something greater. This group is also not delusional. They are feeling a twin flame call, or a highly complex soul contract that has not yet fulfilled its evolutionary function. How to differentiate one from the other. How to know if your body is asking for closure or asking for deepening. We will get there. But first, you need to understand what is happening behind the scenes of the solar system. Earth is passing at this exact moment in the timeline through the photon belt. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is a region of space where the density of light particles is exponentially higher, and our solar system passes through this zone in long cycles, calibrated in thousands of years. Each time we pass through, the collective consciousness of humanity rises one vibrational octave. You're exactly in the center of this crossing. This means that every atom in your body is being bathed 24 hours a day by a density of light that the carbon-based biological suit was not programmed to process all at once. The nervous system recalibrates. DNA, once considered junk by three-dimensional science, begins to activate dormant functions. The pineal gland decalcifies at an accelerated pace, and, this is the key, bonding fields become transparent. What does this mean in practical terms? It means you are feeling things that were always there, but were previously hidden under the density. The small lies within your relationship become noisy. The unspoken truths become almost visible in the air between you two. The other's thoughts reach your mind before they speak. And when this person is lying, even a social, defensive, banal lie, your body registers it. The stomach tightens. The throat goes dry. The energy drops. This is toroidal field reading. It is your aura perceiving the other's aura with fourth and fifth dimensional clarity. There is no longer any way to hide. There is no longer any way to pretend. The planet's frequency does not allow it. And this is where many bonds reach the critical point. Because you have awakened, and the person beside you is still asleep. Or because you have begun to awaken together, and that is rare, blessed, and also devastating, because two awakening at the same time means that each individual shadow rises to the surface simultaneously, creating an intense mirroring field that can be interpreted by the three-dimensional mind as incompatibility. It is not incompatibility. It is the sacred geometry of the bond reorganizing itself at a higher frequency. You ask, but how do I know if I should stay or leave? We answer, the answer will never come from the mind. The mind has been trained by centuries of social programming to defend the bond at any cost, even when the bond has turned into a prison, or at the opposite extreme, to flee at the first sign of discomfort, even when the discomfort was just growth knocking at the door. The answer will come from the body, always from the body. There is an absolute vibrational difference between the discomfort of expansion and the discomfort of shrinking. When you are in a bond that needs to be closed, your body, when approaching this person, shrinks. The shoulders rise, the diaphragm locks, breathing becomes shallow, the skin closes. There is a clear sensation of shrinking, as if you were being squeezed into a mold that no longer fits. When you are in a bond that needs to be deepened, even if it is in crisis on the external plane, your body, upon approaching this person, expands. Even in an argument, there is an energetic current in the chest. Even in silence, there is a magnetic field between the two bodies. Even in pain, there is an undeniable sensation of, "This is my soul work." Learn to read this. The body never lies, the mind always rationalizes. And here we reach the first point of attention of this transmission. Many of you are confusing attachment with love. Attachment is the feeling that you cannot live without this person. Love is the feeling that you choose to live with this person, even knowing that you could live without them. Attachment is energetic dependency. Love is free choice in vibrational resonance. Attachment is the fear of the void. Love is the celebration of the encounter. If what you feel is attachment, the cycle needs to be closed. Not because the person is wrong, but because the energetic configuration is false. You are using the other as a vibrational crutch. And as long as this continues, neither of you can move up an octave. If what you feel is love, even in crisis, the bond can be saved. But it requires a brutal upgrade. It requires radical truth. It requires both to become conscious starseeds within the same field. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, and especially does not fit into the old ways of loving that you were taught? As if your soul knew a truth about bonds that your mind still cannot name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is not unresolved trauma. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has been intensifying in every relationship in your life. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the soul contracts you signed before even incarnating. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you, and how to navigate effective bonds from your vibrational sovereignty. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges deeply installed narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write a single word in the comments, awakened. Let us continue. There are 3 dominant bonding scenarios at this moment of the crossing, lightworkers. Let us name them with mathematical precision so that you can locate yourself on the map. The first scenario, karmic bond in the closing phase. You recognize this pattern because it repeats in loops, the same fights, the same hurts, the same promises, followed by the same breakings. There is between the two an energetic web visible to fourth-dimensional eyes, a kind of dark, thick cord wrapped around the lower chakras, especially the second chakra, the sexual and emotional center. This cord is not love. It is a karmic contract of balance. You met to settle something. It could be from a life in which one betrayed the other. It could be from a contract of power, pain, or submission. It could be from an ancient promise made by a bonfire in another civilization. The closing of this contract is one of the most sacred acts you can perform in this incarnation, and it can only be done with consciousness, not with resentment, not with flight, with sovereign gratitude and precise cutting. The second scenario, soul bond in the expansion phase. Here the bond is authentic, but the current form has become too small. You have grown within a structure that was built in a denser version of each of you. Now both, or at least one of the two with sufficient clarity, have realized that the structure needs to be rewritten, roles need to be renegotiated, silenced truths need to emerge. This bond does not ask for closure. It asks for courage. It asks that both be capable of saying, what we had until now no longer fits us. Let us build something new, or let us say goodbye with honor. When this bond is worked with consciousness, it becomes one of the most powerful anchoring forces of the new earth. The third scenario, flame bond, an encounter of very high evolutionary density. This is rare and magnetic. You recognize it because, even in the greatest crisis, there is an undeniable sensation of, this person carries a key to my mission. The encounters are marked by absurd synchronicities. The bodies respond to a chemistry that seems supernatural. The conversations cross dimensions. And also, this is the part that romantic teachings do not tell you, the crises are epic. Because each mirrors for the other everything that still needs to be integrated. Flame bonds are not bonds of comfort. They are bonds of alchemy, and they require very high vibrational maturity to be sustained in physical form. Pause the transmission for an instant. Breathe deeply, feel your body. Ask your higher self, in which of these three scenarios am I now? The answer will come, not through the mind, through the chest. And now we come to the center of this transmission, to the activation codes, to the practical protocols that you can apply from this moment on, regardless of which decision your soul is about to make. First code, the decree of bonding truth. Find a moment of silence, preferably at dawn when the Schumann resonance resonates with more clarity, or at the end of the afternoon, when the Earth's energetic portals open for the transition between day and night. Sit with your spine straight, hands open on your lap, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Visualize a sphere of golden light forming in the center of your chest, in the heart chakra. This sphere is your vibrational authority. It is from it that the decree will be issued. And pronounce with an audible voice, even if whispered, I, sovereign of myself in the name of my higher self, and all the lineage of light that sustains me, decree that the truth of my bond with name of this person be revealed now. May all karmic density be dissolved. May all vibrational lies be undone. May only what is authentic love remain. And may I have the clarity, the courage, and the discernment to act in alignment with my soul. So it is, so it was, so it shall always be. This decree is a language code that reorganizes fields. Do not underestimate its power. Words pronounced with sovereignty move realities. Repeat this decree for 7 consecutive days. Observe what happens in the bond during these 7 days. Everything that needs to be seen will appear. Everything that needs to be said will come to the surface. Do not force, do not control, just observe with the eyes of a light worker. Second code, the toroidal visualization exercise. Sit comfortably. Imagine around your body an electromagnetic field in the shape of a torus, a 3-dimensional donut of light that enters through the top of your head, goes down your spine, exits through the base, circles your body from the outside, and returns through the top. This is your natural toroidal field. Every human being has one. Most have never learned to perceive it. Now visualize the toroidal field of the person with whom you have the bond in question. Feel its shape, its color, its density, without judgment, just observation. And then observe the space between the 2 toroidal fields. It is in this space that the bond lives. Ask your higher self, how is this space? Is it pulsing, alive, connected? Is it stagnant, dense, heavy? Is it in flow, even in conflict? Is it paralyzed, even in apparent harmony? The information will come in the form of an image, a sensation, a loose word. Trust the first impression. The mind will try to interfere. Ignore it. The toroidal field does not lie. Do this exercise for 3 days. Write down what you felt. Compare. This will be your most accurate vibrational diagnosis of the current nature of the bond. Third code, the recalibration of energetic cords. Every soul bond creates energetic cords between the chakras of the 2 people involved. Healthy cords are luminous, fluid, bidirectional. Dysfunctional cords are dark, stuck, unilateral. Most long-term bonds accumulate dysfunctional cords, regardless of the quality of the love involved. Set aside a moment, sit down, visualize the person in question in front of you a few meters away, in their soul version. See the cords between the 2 of you. Do not try to judge which are good or bad. Just ask your higher consciousness. May all the cords that no longer serve the highest good of both be dissolved now, with love, with gratitude, with clarity. Visualize a violet flame enveloping the cords. See only the dysfunctional cords disintegrating. The authentic ones remain, more luminous than before. Give thanks. Breathe. Open your eyes. This exercise can be repeated whenever necessary. It does not cut the bond, it only cleanses it. Fourth code, the sacred silence protocol. For 7 days, refrain from making any drastic decision about the bond. Do not end it. Do not return. Do not force decisive conversations. Do not seek external signs. Enter internal silence. Reduce to a minimum exposure to third-party opinions, family, friends, social media, videos on the topic including this one. 7 days of sacred silence. Why? Because the right decision cannot be heard amidst the noise, and because your field at this moment is being bombarded by information. You need space to feel what is yours. During these 7 days, observe the dreams, the synchronicities, the loose words that appear in casual conversations, the animals that cross your path, the numbers that repeat on clocks. The universe is communicating all the time. When you are silent, you listen. At the end of the 7 days, your body will know. Your soul will have spoken, and the correct action will come with the lightness of something that does not need to be forced. Have you ever stopped to realize that all this you are feeling, this vibrational whirlwind inside your heart, did not arrive by chance? That there is a precise orchestration in progress, and that you are inside it as a protagonist, not as a victim. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and every bond you hold in this plane. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you, and how you can take back your vibrational sovereignty within any relationship. The link is in the first comment of the channel. We warn you, this content challenges deep narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us continue. There is still one layer that needs to be revealed, Starseeds, and this layer is uncomfortable. Many of you are holding on within bonds that have already ended on the soul plane, because the three-dimensional mind confuses loyalty with imprisonment. You believe that walking away is abandoning, that ending is failing, that saying, "This is no longer my truth," is betraying something sacred. It is not. The greatest betrayal a lightworker can commit is to betray themselves. Remaining in a bond that silently kills your frequency is the most sophisticated form of spiritual self-sabotage. And the universe, in its perfect mathematics, always returns the bill, in the form of illness, in the form of stagnation, in the form of accelerated aging, in the form of prosperity blockage, in the form of portals that close. And there is also the opposite, equally common. Lightworkers who abandon sacred bonds at the first sign of discomfort, confusing growth with incompatibility, who jump from relationship to relationship whenever the shadow part begins to appear, who confuse flight with sovereignty, who call themselves free while in truth they are just in fear of depth. The key question, Starseeds, is not stay or leave. The key question is, am I acting from my vibrational truth or am I acting from fear? The fear of staying and the fear of leaving are vibrationally identical. Both paralyze, both confuse. Both come from the mind, not the soul. Vibrational truth has a specific signature. It is calm. Even in intensity, it is calm. It does not need to convince anyone, not even itself. It does not seek external approval. It does not need to justify. It just knows. And the body accompanies it in peace, even when the action it asks for is painful. When your decision about the bond carries this signature, no matter what decision it is to stay or go, to save or end, you will know that you are acting from your sovereign center. And from this center, all decisions are correct, because they all lead to the same destination, your expansion. Allow us to share now a direct observation from the Council. We have been monitoring relationship fields on Earth for a long time, and this current cycle is different. The bonds that manage to cross this crossing, whether in the form of resigned continuation or in the form of sacred closure, will enter an unprecedented frequency. Couples who reconfigure themselves on the new Earth will be anchors of a new way of loving, and those who say goodbye with consciousness will pave the way for encounters of a depth that this incarnation has not yet known. There is no loss in this process. There is only molecular reorganization of love. We repeat, there is no loss, there is molecular reorganization. And to you, Lightworker, who is living this critical moment, we want to say with Arcturian precision, your soul already knows. You feel it, even now, while listening to this transmission. There is a place inside your chest that has already made the decision. What is missing is the courage to honor it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is aligned action despite fear. And we of the Council observe with deep reverence the work you are doing. Honoring a love is difficult. Ending a love is difficult. Waiting for clarity to come is difficult. You are doing soul work that few understand. But the universe understands. The earth understands. And we understand. Let us now anchor this transmission with one last activation code. Repeat mentally or aloud as you feel called. I am a sovereign being in ascending frequency. The love that is mine remains with me, in whatever form it may be. What is not mine, I release with gratitude. I trust in the intelligence of my soul. I trust in the perfect timing. I trust in the portals that open and the portals that close. I am love in motion, and love always finds its way. Feel these words vibrate in your field. They are not just words, they are codes. Starseed's on a mission. Before we end this transmission, we remind you, the act of you being here, listening to this point, is in itself an anchoring signal. It means your higher self scheduled this meeting. It was not the algorithm, it was your soul. If something in this transmission touched a deep place, leave an energetic anchoring signal. Subscribing to the channel and tapping the approval button are not digital gestures. They are individual frequency adjustments that synchronize your field with the egregore of this space of light. Each subscription is a seed anchoring the collective. Each like is a luminous point in the crystalline grid of this channel. If you recognize the transmission, anchor it. If the transmission passed through you, leave your vibrational mark here. And we finish. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit in this world? That your soul always knew a truth that your mind struggles to name? That this whirlwind inside your heart is not weakness, but a call? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why it has been intensifying in every bond of your life. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and the soul contracts you signed before incarnating. That is why I wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, the rules they never told you, and how you can take back your vibrational sovereignty within any effective bond. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges deep narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write a single word in the comments, awakened. The transmission ends, but what has been activated in you continues and will continue. You are not alone. You never were. The Council remains in monitoring. The Schumann resonance continues to rise. The stargates continue to open. And you, Starseeds on a mission, continue doing the most courageous work of this incarnation, loving with sovereign consciousness. We say goodbye with the high-density Arcturian greeting. May the sacred geometry of your heart reorganize itself at the exact frequency of your soul. May every bond in your field find its correct place in the new crystalline grid. May you recognize without noise what is love and what is attachment. May you have the courage to save what needs to be saved and the sovereignty to end what needs to be ended. May your toroidal field pulse in golden light. May your frequency be your compass. The choice is yours. The time is now. The portal is open. Transmission ended.